David Shearer.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for allowing me to speak on this bill. The first reading, the Labor Party of the Opposition supports the introduction of this bill to its first reading and recommends it to the committee, the Select Committee. The purpose of this bill, Mr. Speaker, is to amend several aspects of the Human Assisted Reproductive Technology Act of 2004, a fairly recent act, but something that I think is necessary given the advances both in science and as we move forward into the future. And my colleague across the House was speaking of the need or the demand for increased numbers, the increased need for in vitro fertilisation, a function of a lot of things, but particularly of the, as we've seen recently, of the falling rate of male sperm rate in the New Zealand population. It is therefore a useful and a timely moment to look at this bill, at the Human Assisted Reproductive Technology Amendment Bill, and to bring it in line with many of the needs that we see in the future in this area at the moment. As I said, this Act amends several aspects of the Human Assisted Reproductive Technology Act of 2004, which prohibits the storage of a human in vitro gamete, the actual sperm itself, or the in vitro embryo, in a sense the fertilised embryo or egg, for longer than 10 years or a longer period if the Ethics Committee established under the Act approves. Why is this legislation being amended? The 10-year prohibition applies to gametes and embryos that were stored before the 22nd of November 2004, when the prohibition actually came into force. Because of this, the fertility clinics acting in good faith have unknowingly breached the Act. Many of these clinics are doing excellent work for couples throughout New Zealand, helping them to conceive children. They are acting in good faith. They are doing what they believe is the right thing, but unknowingly and unwittingly are breaching this Act. This was not the result was not intended by the original 2004 Act, and the government therefore proposes to amend the Act with our support to ensure that no account may be taken of the period in which the gametes or embryos were stored before the 22nd of November 2004. There's also been a degree of uncertainty as to whether the advisory committee under the Act can, in fact, or may issue guidelines and advice to the Ethics Committee on matters to be taken into account in considering whether to approve a longer period for the storage. There's also uncertainty as to whether the Ethics Committee may only extend the storage period if the extension would be consistent with the guidelines handed down by the Advisory Committee. So as a result of this, the amendment therefore clarifies much of the 2004 Act. It brings into line what the intention of the original Act was. It ensures that the fertility clinics themselves are acting lawfully, even though, as I say, unintentionally they are acting unlawfully. And it ensures that the 2004 Act, is in fact doing what it was originally set up to do. It's for that reason, Mr. Speaker, that this legislation is needed. It should go to the Select Committee, where we can hear the full range and breadth of opinion from across the area and from across the particular specific area of the fertility. The fertility area and the expertise that we can draw on that, and to look at this amendment in light of trying to make the 2004 Act apply and do what it is supposed to do in light of its intentions at the time. So for that reason, sir, we recommend that it goes to Select Committee and are in support of its main provisions. Thank you.